You join me today for another moment, something I'm referring to as the quiet corner of the internet. All of the stimulus and the hype, and the noise, and the desperate need for validation hasn't quite reached yet. And hopefully we'll stay away from for some time. If there's anything I can do to help that. And for many years I've been coming to places like this, largely to escape the overwhelming frustration I've experienced trying to keep up with the pace that the world seems to have maladjusted to these days. And it's not sustainable. I think many of us can agree that in spite of all of the advances we seem to be making, we experience more disconnection from each other and from ourselves than we ever have at any point in our history, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Of course, it's my mission to play my part in beginning that change, or at least expanding that change process, starting with you, the listener, the viewer. And the more of you join, the more of us that come together in these quiet corners, the more we are forming and taking a subtle act of resistance to this system that we have to exist within, that has many plus points. Don't get me wrong, it has good points too. But the system is not life. The system is just a form. It's a container for some degree of order to be maintained. Sometimes we need to step out of the system and allow nature to just run its course, to see that all things find their way to natural completion without us having to force them. So perhaps if we took the reins off of ourselves and stopped dragging ourselves through things that aren't meant for us, we would find a natural way that works for us as well. It's certainly been my experience. And yeah, at first, of course, there's a lot of resistance to that up here. People will tell you that you're crazy. People will tell you that you're not supposed to do things that don't work for the system. You're not supposed to do things that don't benefit someone else, or that aren't productive, whatever productive means, or that you won't ever be able to make a living doing those things. But it's not that's not the point. The point isn't that we're here to express ourselves to the best of our ability so that we can just get money from it. Because there's something more important than money available to us, and that's a sense of inner joy and peace and fulfillment. And what's the cost? What's the cost of us gaining inner peace and joy and fulfillment? Well, it is attention. And attention is the currency of our lives. So for every single one of us here, who may be fortunate enough to live 80 or so years on this earth, we have a limited degree of attention and time that we can give to things. And for the most part, we're giving our time and attention to things which are being commanded of us, feeling drained or somehow disheartened in the process, and reaping the benefits or the dividends, which are lives of discomfort, unfulfilled, never truly expressed, bound to coping or management. And attention willingly given to things which we derive pleasure from, I mean true pleasure, not superficial pleasure, I mean the things that uplift our spirits, well, the dividends we reap from those things are significantly higher, longer lasting and further reaching, because we get to expand the boundaries of what we consider to be possible for ourselves. And then by extension, we start to see the possibility for others. And eventually we start to realize that actually anything is possible for anybody. Nothing has to be limited. And that doesn't mean that we suddenly start becoming anarchists and breaking things down, although some people may choose to take that course. It's not for me, personally. It just means that we meet people as potential rather than as limited forms of expression and labels. We stop meeting people as their diagnosis or their job or their relationship status or their financial status, and we start seeing them for what they truly are, which is unlimited. And you are no exception to that. And I will make every effort in as many videos as it occurs to me to make to remind you of that. And at some point, you'll realize it's true. And if I can help you on the path in a bit more of a direct way, then of course, I'm very much here to do that too. But for the most part, the purpose of these reflections really is just to share something into that database of noise that provides slightly more relief and space and freedom and a sense of what may be possible, rather than a condemnation or criticism or some kind of persistent belief that you should be further ahead or that you should be grinding or hustling or working really hard, because if it's not for you, then don't do it. If it's not for you, don't fit yourself into another box. And if the shoe doesn't fit, you don't wear it. And you have permission to do that. So yes, the quiet corner of the internet exists for you. You who doesn't want to be fitted into a box or a label or a definition or a status. You who sees that perhaps you may be more than what people have told you. And you may not realize the full extent of what that means for you at this moment. But at some point, you will. And there may be a process of discovery that you have to undertake to get to that point, but it's absolutely worth every single step. And also it's worth stopping from time to time and taking in and reflecting on how far you've come. So if the quiet corner of the internet works for you, and you'd like to grow that corner into something slightly larger, I certainly would, then let's do something to tell that machine that's between us that there's value in this space. And maybe we can invite a few more friends in. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.